The word historic being tossed around all this week as West Virginia plays its first ever Big 12 game Saturday at noon. Baylor is in town. Walter Abercrombie, former great running back for Baylor, 1978 to 1981, rushed for over 3,600 yards, played in the pros. Folks will remember him with the Steelers, was with the Steelers for a number of years. Remember that Myron Cope used to call him Abracadabra Abercrombie, I think is what the late Myron Cope said. Anyway, he's now head of the Letterman's Association at Baylor University. He joins us on Metro News Talkline. Walter, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Hoppy. How are you?
I'm well. Do you remember that? Cope calling you?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember Myron Cope, and he came out before it was Abracadabra. It was Sir Walter, and I mean he had a bunch of names for me.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. We're being introduced here to the Big 12, to these schools. You grew up in Waco. You went to Baylor. You are Baylor. What should West Virginia know about Baylor?
Well, we know that West Virginia has a storied athletic program, and they've done well through the years. We hear about it quite a bit. The conference that West Virginia had been in for a number of years because we follow it very closely. Don Nalen, who was a longtime coach at West Virginia, is a friend of mine and had been a friend of mine for many years while I worked with the American Football Coaches Association. So he was, I believe, one of the board members with the association, which is here in Waco. So we've got a little bit of knowledge, and of course, with the success of the football program over the last, I guess, couple of years, we have seen what that great offense can do. So everybody knows, of course, about the bowl results this past year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a growing knowledge of West Virginia on our end, and we can't be more pleased to have them join us in the Big 12.
Walter Abercrombie is with us. Tell us about Baylor University. Again, we're just getting to know these schools, and tell us what West Virginia should know about your university.
Well, I guess it's a private school, Baylor is, and we've got about 14,000 students. We're located in Waco, Texas. Obviously, Baylor had a big year last year. It's one of the best years. I mean, actually, the best year we've ever had as an athletic department and as a university. Produced the Heisman Trophy winner in RG3, who has gone on to do some good things in the pros now with Washington. But Baylor's basketball program, men's and women's program, have done well over the last several years. The men's team going to the Elite Eight 2 times in the last 3 years. And then the women's basketball team here at Baylor won the national championship in 2005. And then
That's right.
This last basketball season, last year, the Lady Bears went 40-0, which is the first time I think that's ever been done in NCAA history for a women's team to go undefeated the entire year and then win the national championship again. So there's great things happening at Baylor, and of course we are the smallest school in the Big 12, and the school I think is going through an unbelievable, I guess, time in its athletic history because for the last 16 years, prior to maybe 3 years ago, there was a period where the football team was just really struggling,
right.
Going through a number of coaches and just couldn't get it done on the football field. But
you got it back now. You got it back.
Art Browse has come along and has done a tremendous job for us.
When you played for the legendary Grant Taft. I mean, things were hopping then, too. You guys had great success, 78 to 81 when you were there. Bowl games, winning seasons, knocking off Texas A&M like 4 years in a row. You had a good run.
Right. That's right. You've done your homework, man. That's very
well,
good.
Check on you. We're checking on you. This is how it is in West Virginia. We're gonna keep track of you.
Yeah. That's well, I tell you, Baylor has had really a great history in its football program. But like I said, and when Grant Taft left and took over the American Football Coaches Association, Baylor struggled to find its place in a conference that was a pretty strong conference because, when we first joined the Big 12, you had Nebraska, Missouri and, Texas, Oklahoma State.
Right.
And so, I mean, Texas A&M, I mean, it was no joke. And so Baylor had a really tough time to competing in that conference at the beginning. So it has come a long way. I think. Conversely, though, West Virginia has done a tremendous job. Has been consistently competing through the years. So we're not there yet. We're still struggling to be one of the top programs, and we're fortunate to have this opportunity to play West Virginia and be in that great stadium there with all those wonderful fans. And I heard they can be pretty mean to visitors, but
we're working on that, Walter. We're working on that. I mean, look, we want it to be, and we were just talking about this earlier today. We want it to be a rough place, like anybody. You want it to be rough. You want to make it challenging for the opponent. At the same time, we want to be good hosts. And let me tell you, you're going to get some guff. But we hope also that there's going to be Mountaineer fans that when they see people in green, say, hey, man, welcome to West Virginia. Yeah. Welcome to West Virginia. Don't pay attention to that jerk. Welcome to West Virginia, and let's see what happens out on the field.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
And I hope we get that when we come to Baylor, too.
Absolutely. And Baylor's got probably the most accommodating fans in the Big 12. I mean, Baylor fans are, because this is a Baptist college, I mean, you'll get a little bit, but by and large, we have pretty courteous fans, and that's just been the culture here throughout the history of our program. And I think if you look at fan support, and we've done a little bit of studying about what you all have going there at West Virginia. I mean, it's something to be quite proud of. I think there's not a competitor that has gone into that stadium down there that has come out feeling real good about that, about being down there, and that's the way you want people to feel when they step onto your turf. Yeah.
Are you coming?
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah. Great. All right. Do you travel with the team? You travel separately, or?
I travel with the team, and I've done that since in my 8 years I've been here.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, listen, Walter, it's great to talk to you. Enjoy the trip. And have you been here before?
I don't think I've been to the stadium.
But you know about, I mean, being in Pittsburgh, you know obviously about Morgantown. And
yeah, and we had trips, I think, down to the campus when I was playing with the Steelers and meeting friends down there and going places. But as far as being in the stadium, this would be the first opportunity for me.
Great. Listen,
I know our players and our coaches are looking forward to the opportunity. And it should be a good game. It really should.
Oh, yeah.
It should be an exciting game. I imagine there's going to be a lot of scores, and so this will be something that we hope to make it a real challenge for West Virginia. In the first game in the Big 12, we want to make it a real challenge.
Don't start that sandbagging stuff like, we're not even sure we can hang. We don't know. Don't start.
No. But we want it to be tough for them, and so hopefully we can make it an exciting game and a challenging game. And one that the players and the coaches from West Virginia will feel good about their move to the Big 12.
I think we will. Walter Abercrombie, who's head of the Letterman's Association at Baylor and former great at Baylor and with the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming in with the team Friday and be here for the game Saturday. Walter, it's great talking to you. I appreciate your time. Enjoy your trip, and we'll see you here in Morgantown, okay?
Thank you so much, Hoppy. Great to be with you this morning.
All right, man. Take care.